About a 2-yard loss.
Good defensive pressure that time from Lawmiller, Travis Lawmiller on the defensive tackle. And the Marauders get the ball back with 1:20 remaining and 3 timeouts.
And a timeout was just used. Ryder made a strange play call then as they went to the short side of the field. They had 2 split receivers right. I'm sure they were thinking that Marcus was looking for pass on 4th and 10, and they ran the option to the short side. It was a good call, but Marcus had it sniffed out, and they had a bunch of white shirts there immediately.
Exactly. We talk about their offense, but defensively, a week ago they gave up the big play to Sherman. They gave up a 53-yard run, a 91-yard run, a 78-yard run, and a 45-yard touchdown run a week ago in their loss to Sherman. So defensively, you can, move the football on these guys. The Raiders have been able to, mount a drive here, and they were able to knock on the door, but unable to punch anything into the end zone. Another key thing to talk about with 1:32 remaining here before the half is that the Marauders need a win, and also they can take a tie, where the Raiders have to win outright to force the coin flip and their opportunity to go to the playoffs. Pressure, sideline, he's open at the 45 and bumped out at the 35, and a flag thrown down. Oh my. There add more to that on the catch that time, Jeff Boyd.
He faked the out pattern, as we see right in the replay from the shotgun. We can't see the patterns down here, but he ran an out pattern and then turned it up the field, getting past the Raiders, a cornerback out there. And you see
that's not a late hit out of bounds.
In the white area, it's pretty close. Not the kind of call you expect to get at home. In Louisville, that would definitely be a flag.
We'll look at that one again. Hopefully you see the hit. Now he's still in the green part of the field when he makes the hit. And the Raiders want a timeout to talk about that one. Let's look at that one more time and see if it's a late hit or not on the sideline. Good angle right here. That's pretty questionable there.
It's close enough to where, as I said, you don't expect that kind of flag at home.
After the penalty, they move the ball inside the 20. It's put down at the 19-yard line with 1:23 left. And this is the reason why you didn't want to give the Marauders the ball back with time on the clock.
One play from their own 26, a completion and a penalty, and they're now on the Raiders' 19.
And you talk about momentum. If they get in the end zone here, they're going to have that momentum for the second half. Meanwhile, the Raiders had a good drive. They took some time off the clock, but were unable to get in the end zone and do not have the momentum and need a good defensive stance here to go in at halftime saying, okay, we done a good job.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see, with the Marauders having the option the second half, whether they'll choose the wind in the third quarter or the fourth. They're going to be behind. It may be 21-7 or it may be 21-13 or 14, but it looks like they're going to go in behind.
If they punch it in here, they will more than likely, Coach Britton will say, we'll take the win in the fourth quarter because we know we can score.
And they'll only be one score behind.
Exactly.
Good point.
All righty, back to play. 1st and 10. Franz to throw. Boyd, catch at the 5. Make it Alvord, that time on the catch. And they want a timeout.
Forward progress at the 7. The Raiders have called their last timeout. Marcus has 2 left.
They use one now, and another timeout. So with 1:16 remaining now, you see what Franz can do. We mentioned ranks 4th in North Texas as far as passing the football, and he just showed you why right there. Able to spot a receiver, and one of his favorites was Alford, 31 catches, 521 yards. He ranks 8th right in front of his teammate Brian Smith. who ranks 9th.
Well, they've got 3 or 4 receivers out on a pattern every play.
Good opportunity to talk about Bobby Evans Sporting Goods at 2404 Kemp. Give them a call at 723-1459. Has all your sporting good needs, and a special thanks to Bobby Evans for providing us our WFTV sports shirts, as we appreciate all that Bobby Evans does for the community. Bobby Evans Sporting Goods, one of our fine sponsors for high school football. Also a special thanks to the Hampton Inn, along with Caro's Restaurant. Their fine support throughout the 1991 football season. 1st and 10, make it 1st and goal. A throw in the end zone, touchdown. On the catch, Brian Smith, just talked about him, makes his 31st catch of the season. He had a 14-yard touchdown catch last week. This one good from 4 yards out, and the Marauders from ground level on the touchdown.
Straight drop back, great pass. 4th TD of the year for Brian Smith. Well, they started from their own 26, 74 yards away. It took them 3 plays and a 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Raiders, and they're in the end zone, and there's still 1:11 remaining.
Procedure call against Marcus. They're backing up 5 and will attempt the extra point again. And you're right, 1:11 left, and they have the momentum now, and they have taken the Raiders out of the ball game in the 2nd quarter.
This is why Riders defensive coaches were not smiling when they changed the ends of the field at the quarter with a 21-0 lead. It's now 21-13, and there's still 1:11 left.
Here's a key. The extra point, 5 yards deeper. But the way the wind's blowing, it's a chip shot. It's good. So with 1:11 left, it is now 21-14.
And we've got a football game.
There's timeout on the field. The Raiders lead it by a score of 21-14, and there is still 1:11 left to play before the half. You're watching the Game of the Week on WFTV. Stay with us.
As a boy in Mexico, it was my dream to come to America and bring with me the traditional flavors of my country. And now, as Vice President of Food for Caro's Restaurants, I am proud to offer authentic Mexican dinners.
Combination platters of chili rellenos, taquitos, tamales, and cheese enchiladas. Or chicken ranchero, your choice for $5.99. And weekdays, huevos rancheros for $2.99. Come and see how Caro's cares for you.
We have it all. DeForest Jewelry alone has the best previously owned quality merchandise. TVs, VCRs, stereos, tape players, CB radios, a wide selection of musical instruments, tools for the professional and the do-it-yourselfer, cameras, beautiful jewelry, air conditioners, lawn and garden tools, hunting and fishing gear, and guns. The selection is outstanding, with layaway available. For 16 years, family-owned and operated, DeForest Jewelry alone. 8th and Ohio.
Raiders are expecting an onside kick, but it is deep. Taken at the 5-yard line. To the 20, to the 30. And finally brought down.
Great individual effort.
Yes.
Mark Long, I believe, on the tackle for the Marauders there on about the 34 after just a fine run back.
Perez on the run back. Great field position. Now your head coach Wayne LeBlue, do you sit on it and go into the locker room leading 21-14? Or do you say, okay, let's see if we can get a quick opener up the middle?
I don't know, but he needs to get a first down because Marcus has got 2 timeouts they can call if Ryder just tries to run it for 2 plays.
There's a quick opener. There's Lewis, crosses the 50. See you later. He will go all the way. Touchdown, Rider Raiders. Oh, my. You talk about the quick opener and the momentum going into the halftime.
Marcus will not be calling a timeout now, Skip. Holy Toledo. Did that cross up the whole district right there? They're just trying to get the clock started. and maybe get a few yards, and get a first down and get out of here and into a warm dressing room with a 7-point lead. Instead, Mondrell Lewis says, Coach, I've got a better idea. Skip, I hate to belabor this fact, but Mondrell is such a talented athlete. 3 years ago, when he was a freshman, he was the outstanding basketball player in the city. He's a 3-year Golden Glove boxing champion, a track sprinter. Mondrell's an all-around athlete, and Marcus knows it right here. Look at this. Up the middle, bye-bye. Marcus has got no one to catch up with Mondrell Lewis, and he's running into, what is it, about 100-mile-an-hour wind now?
Really. 65-yard touchdown run from Mondrell Lewis with 51 ticks remaining before the half. And will this half ever end? And the first touchdown, by the way, on the south end zone, on the ground. And the Raider fans get into this one. And it's 28-14. My, we talk about the quick opener, and you know, that's what I thought. The only safe play was that, so I don't know what the defense was thinking. But we talked about the speed, and it plays an important factor. Coach Britton said you get past that defensive line, and we're slow in the secondary. Lewis not that fast all season long. There's the squib kick, safe one. Finally picked up at the 27-yard line. Here comes a hole, and it is finally closed up at the 39-yard line. Mark Jackson coming up with the defensive tackle on Brian Smith.
Well, now that we've bragged on Mondrell, let's tell the real truth, Skip. Mondrell, it took you 20 seconds off the clock to run 66 yards for that touchdown.
And nothing, you know, off Lewis at all. He knows he doesn't have great speed. We talked about that all season long. Coach Wayne LeBlue says, hey, we don't have great speed, you know, so.
And they said the same thing about the Cowboys' Michael Irvin. But Mondrell Lewis just put it in the end zone, as Irvin has done on a number of occasions, too. His speed must be adequate.
All right, Franz out of the shotgun. Anybody's ball this time, and he finally gets on it at the 25. He wanted to pick it back up and throw, but wisely says, hey, I better jump down on it or we're going to lose possession of the football. And Marcus now wants a timeout to talk things over with 29 ticks left. They will be left with one before the end of the half.
Skip, they let about 10 or 12 seconds run off the clock before finally deciding they wanted one of their 2 remaining timeouts then. Only 29 seconds left in the game. You can't afford to give up 10 or 12 of those.
Reminder, coming up at the half, we'll have the Rider Raider marching band and show you some highlights. Boy, if we got some highlights to show you if you just walked into the living room for this one. As the Raiders jump up 21-0 in quarter number 1. The Marauders finally get on the scoreboard with 2 touchdowns of their own. And if you just missed it, the 65-yard touchdown run from Mondrell Lewis. And we are at 28-14 with 29 ticks to play before the half. They'll work out of the shotgun again, so Coach Britton will not elect to just down it and go in. They want something here. Franz to throw. Rolls out of the pocket, gets pressure now, and throws it toward the sideline, and a good catch over there. But he stays in bounds, and we'll find out if they're let this one tick down. Good catch over there on the sideline from Brian Smith.
But boy, did he pay for it. A crushing blow by 2 or 3 Raiders to bring him down.
They used their last timeout, and they stopped with 16 ticks remaining. As we mentioned at the half, we'll have the statistics. Also coming up at the half, we will find out about the coin flip. I'll try to get you some information about that, because more than likely, if I was a coach from one of the 2 other teams, would definitely be here watching this one. Now we know if there is a coin flip, Ryder, Marcus, of course, are here playing, and then Haltom and Louisville. Hopefully Haltom and Louisville are represented here this afternoon, and if they are, they can get the coin flip out of the way. If the Raiders go ahead and wrap it up, get the coin flip out of the way, and before everybody goes their separate ways, goes home, they'll find out who's in and who's not.
Exactly.
We'll have that opportunity to hopefully get you that information at the half, along with the halftime statistics, the highlights, and the Rider Raider marching band. It's all coming up in 16 ticks. Franz all day, sideline. Owens makes a good defensive play that time, but it was a gutsy call. Brian Smith was open.
Now the Raiders just playing a deep zone and trying to make sure the ball is in front of them. Don't let the opposition throw the ball over your head. Kevin Owens is a center fielder. He's playing really, really deep and comes up and makes the play on the ball and just tipped it off the end of Brian Smith's fingertips.
Oh, he doesn't tip that ball. It's a catch.
And if he catches, they're in field goal range with this wind behind them.
Exactly. 8 seconds remaining. This should be the last play as they work out of the shotgun again. 2 wide outs at the bottom. Look for 25, Brian Smith. Franz going the other way this time. Triple covered over there, and it is picked off. Brian Lewis makes the interception. Add that to the stats, and there is 1 second remaining before the half. As Franz throws up his 2nd interception of the night, his 12th interception of the season, and 1 second remaining, and a look at it here in a second. Get a chance to take a look at it. You talk about they were playing center field, and that time they were triple coverage over there on that right side.
Well, that was about a 6-man zone, and the Raiders had 3 guys, as we see it again, about 30 yards off the football. As I said, keep the ball in front of you. Franz has it all the time in the world. He just throws it up for grabs, hoping it to be tipped, but Brian Lewis says no, sir. Last play of the half, and we'll just kneel on that one.
Hey, I don't know. I would have given the ball to Lewis or somebody. Another quick
opener. I
opener.
thought Montreal passed by Wayne to Lucy, and Coach, you want me to do it again? Apparently, Wayne said no. That's enough for the first half, big fella.
What a first half it's been for the Rider Raiders. They jump out on top 21-0. The Marauders get back in the ball game 21-14, and then Lewis with his electrifying 65-yard touchdown run, and they go in at halftime with the momentum of 28-14. But this game is not over. This one will go down to the wire, and you will see it coming up. Second half action on the way. But now it's halftime. We'll feature the Rider Raider marching band along with the halftime statistics and some other special things to show you as well. We'll do all that in just a few minutes. You're watching the Game of the Week on WFTV.
The Hampton Inn, just off I-44 in Wichita Falls, would like to invite you to stay with them when you come to support your favorite sports team. Hampton Inns offers superior guest rooms with non-smoking rooms also available. The Hampton Inn has free continental breakfast for their guests, free local phone calls, pay-per-view movies, and remote-controlled television, which feature CNN, ESPN, and Showtime. In addition, the 3rd and 4th person stay free, and children under 18 stay free with their parents. Also, guests have access of local racquetball club and fitness center. So when you're in town cheering on your favorite sports team, come relax with us at the Hampton Inn, your home away from home, on I-44 just off the Marine Street exit in Wichita Falls. For reservations, dial 766-3300 or 1-800-HAMPTON.
We are at the half, 28-14 as we get set to go down on the field and listen to that Pride of the Raiders marching band, the Rider Raider marching band. We'll go down and listen to them. What a first half it's been, though, Terry.
Fireworks. Much scoring. 42 points in the first half, and I would just predict that we're going to see some more scoring in the second half.
Exactly. We'll come back after the band plays you a few tunes there, and we'll have some halftime highlights to share with you. We will also talk about the coin flip and the possible playoff positioning for District 5 5A. We'll do all of that, along with some highlights and halftime statistics. All that coming up. We are at the half. Right now, let's go down on the field and enjoy the Rider Raider Marching Band.
Humphrey Printing Company knows how important appearances are in your business. That's why the quality of their printing is unsurpassed anywhere in North Texas or Southern Oklahoma. Humphrey Printing is the color specialist and will customize to your exact specifications, letterheads, envelopes, and computer forms. Plus, they're standing by to handle brochures, publications, and catalogs. Your success is #1 with Humphrey Printing Company, 1602 Midwestern Parkway, since 1925.
Nobody knows pizza like Pinocchio's.
Pinocchio's Pizza is quality pizza, not costly pizza. So get one of our large price slicers for just $8.99. 5 different big pizzas, each one just $8.99. Dine in, take out, or free delivery. The price stays the same. No coupons needed. The savings are on us. So call or come to Pinocchio's and ask for your $8.99 special.
Nobody knows pizza like Pinocchio's.
Saturday afternoon. Nice afternoon it is for football. We are at the half at Memorial Stadium in Wichita Falls, where the Rider Raiders lead the Marcus Marauders 28-14 at the half. Skip Boyden along with Terry Richter and the entire WFTV crew. A quick look at some of the first half action as both teams now getting set to come out into the field, and they'll find out who's going to get the ball and who's going to kick off, who's going to take the win. While they do that, let's go to action in the first quarter. 9:56 to play in the opening quarter. The run from Mondrell Lewis. Lewis, big hole, crosses the 20, 10, see ya, touchdown, Rider Raiders. Mondrell Lewis into the end zone on the 25-yard touchdown run. They added the extra point, and they were on top by a score of 7-0. Another key thing to talk about on that drive, they went ahead and defensively stopped the Marauders that time. And when they stopped the Marauders, they thought, well, hey, we're talking about the win, and we're talking about a chance of putting as many points as we can on the scoreboard. Here is score number 2 in quarter number 1. Second down and 10. Flanagan on the option. Here comes Lewis to the near side. Inside the 10, gets a great block. Touchdown. Rashad Hickman makes the block at the 5. Rashad Hickman makes a key block. Actually, that was touchdown number 3, as we're having the opportunity to see Ramon Flanagan make a touchdown run before that. But a great block by Hickman. Lewis reads that, and here's an opportunity now to see Flanagan's run for a Rider Raider touchdown. Out of your picture right now, and they run the I. Flanagan on 4th and goal from the 5, looking. Can he get outside? Turns on the speed. Yes, touchdown Rider. At that point, the Raiders led it by 14-0, and then the run from Lewis made it 21-0 at the end of quarter number 1, and it wasn't until at least 7 minutes into quarter number 2 before Marcus Marauders finally got something on the scoreboard as we take a look at it. Now, on the handoff, Cloud is over this time. Touchdown, Marcus. Rain Cloud gets into the end zone on the 1-yard touchdown run. And the Marauders had finally gotten on the scoreboard. It was 21-7. They got the ball back. They were able to punch in another touchdown from there. And they had the momentum going into the locker room until Mondrell Lewis's exciting 65-yard touchdown run, which hopefully we'll have a chance to show you that, because the ball keeps going off the tee to start the second half. But an opportunity for the Raiders to touch the football here in the second half. They will touch it, and as far as the wind is concerned, Mr. Richter, the Marauders have elected to kick the ball off and have the win here in quarter number 3.
They're 14 points down. This is an interesting psychology on this decision. Obviously, the Marcus coaching staff wanted to get a couple of TDs, maybe tying the game up going into the fourth quarter, and see if they could put pressure on the Raiders and see how they play from that position. And the kickoff is returned up over the 30 by Sean Perez to open third quarter play.
All right, here's a look at that electrifying 65-yard touchdown run right before the end of the half, right before halftime, as Mondrell Lewis takes it in from 65 yards out. Okay, we'll look at it more likely after this play then. As we begin second half, we'll also have the halftime stats to show you as well, so sit tight with us. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Handoff, quick opener, Lewis trying to get to the outside and does to the 36-yard line. And he had room to run if he kept going straight. He tried to veer it off to the left there and try to get to that outside hash mark. Couldn't turn that corner, but a good pickup for Lewis. Lewis on a 7-yard run. We'll call it 2nd down and 3 for the Rider Raiders. As we begin quarter number 3, the Raiders lead it by a score of 28-14. They break the eye again. On the handoff, here comes Montgomery. 1st down, Raiders. Montgomery across the 40 to the 43-yard line, and a 1st down from there as they move the sticks. All right, here's a look at Mondrell Lewis, a 65-yard
Ryder
run.
just tries to run it for 2 plays.
There's a quick opener. There's Lewis, crosses the 50. See you later. He will go all the way. Touchdown, Rider Raiders. Lewis, a 65-yard touchdown run, gets the call again. Another quick opener across the 50-yard line in Marauder territory at the 47-yard line, close to another 1st down. And the Mondrell Lewis show continues here in the second half as we take a look at the halftime statistics.
And as we see the gap in rushing yardage, 225, 6 yards for Marcus on 12 carries. They do have 102 yards through the air. You can see Jason Franz 7 of 16, and that's where all their successes come from, Skip.
Lewis again, another quick hole, and he loses the football though. Let's see, and he does. The Marauders come away with the football that time, and the last man up, number 82, coming away with the football for the Marauders on a key turnover, the first turnover of the ball game. As we take a look at the rest of the stats here, because that is the very first turnover of this ball, well, for at least Rider Raiders are concerned.
Skip, I think just summarizing the stats show that there's been 42 points scored the first half. A lot of yardage, a lot of fireworks, 20 first downs, and I think it's going to continue.
Marauders will open up throwing. Saltzman on the pressure. Sideline complete. 1st down at the 45-yard line. Still on his feet, though, and finally wrestled down at the 42-yard line. On the catch, enough for a 1st down for the Marauders. Coming away with it is Brian Smith. As you take a look at the Marauder offensive line, which did not actually give Franz enough time to throw the football in the first half, because Saltzman was able to get back there a couple of times, almost got back there that time. 1st and 10. On the handoff, another quick opener across the 30-yard line. See ya to the 20. He's going to score. Touchdown.
Rain Cloud, once again from 41 yards, and very quickly Marcus back in the ball game. This is what you hope for if you're a Marcus fan. This is why you take the wind. You want to give Rider a 1-2-3 and punt possession, or 3 plays and a fumble as they got, and then quickly get on the board while you've got the wind to your back. And this definitely puts the pressure on the Rider defense now.
Cloud gets in from 41 yards out as they get set for the extra point. And you're exactly right. You talked about taking that win in the 3rd quarter, and the extra point is good.
58 yards. Took him about 1 minute to do it.
Turnovers into points. And there you get a shot of Rain Cloud, who twisted his ankle as he came off the carpet on that cement. And I'll often talk about that cement. Hopefully one day they'll get enough money and pad everything, carpet everything down there, because it's rough coming off that turf. But anyway, I'm sure he'll go over to the sideline there, tape that thing up a little bit, take a look at it, and he'll be back in the ballgame. But the 41-yard touchdown run, on that drive, they had what, the pass play and then the long run? And that's all it takes. They're not noted for the big plays. They like to use the grind it out type of offense. But it's been the big play for them to get them back in this ball game. 28-21. The far side fans, and they have a bunch of them over there.
The Marcus players turning around facing their fans, trying to act as cheerleaders to get a little excitement on their side of the field, and they need some excitement, and it's about time their fans did get into the game. They've got a large a group of fans that came up from Louisville, or Flower Mound, as they say in the Metroplex.
Thank you. Thank you. They're a little community there. They go by Flower Mound now. Flower Mound Marcus. The kick. Perez loses it, picks it back up on the bounce. Oh my. At the 25-yard line, Sean Perez gets the lucky bounce that time and covered up at the 25. Oh, as we take a look, second half action and the Rider Raider offensive line. And they were moving the football on their very first possession, but as we mentioned, the very first turnover, they were able to turn turnovers into points. And now this will be a key position right here, a key series for the Raiders. The Marauders want the ball back to tie this thing up. And as I mentioned earlier, they can use a win or a tie to advance to the playoffs. Lewis stuffed at the line, nowhere to go for Montrell Lewis.
I believe he lost about a yard then, Skip. One of the great charge out of the front seven from the Marauders then.
One of the first men to get there, Steve Schaefer, number 66, as you take a look at the Rider Raider offensive backfield, who is doing a fine job here so far. There is that Marcus defensive line. You just take a look at Steve Schaefer, number 66, in on that tackle of Lewis. 2nd and 10. Lewis nowhere, and again it's Schaefer, number 66, with the stop.
I don't know what the defensive coach said to Steve Schaefer at the half, but it's been successful.
And a look at the defensive backfield while they continue to celebrate on the far side on two good defensive plays by Schaefer. A loss of 2. It's 3rd and 12 now. Something you don't want to be faced with, especially going into the win. Flanagan will keep it on the bootleg. We'll get to the 29-yard line, shy of the first down. It's punt time, and the Marauders will get the ball back here in quarter number 3. And an injured player down right now for the Marauders as the clock has stopped. And it appears to be for the Marauders, number 71, Hagee, Brandon Hagee, the defensive lineman, appears to be shaken up at the 30-yard line as they attend to him. And the clock stops with 7:58 to play here in quarter number 3. And as we mentioned, this game is going down to the wire. During the halftime intermission, we had talked about the possible coin flip. I do believe all teams are represented in that coin flip. And even some of the teams from District 6-5A are here as well, because they have no idea who they are going to play. So a lot of scouts here tonight watching this ball game. He is up and okay and heads over to the sideline. We'll see more action from Hagee, but right now Aaron Taylor will drop back to punt this one away. He only had one punt in the first half. That was for 12 yards. This one trying to get to the outside across the 50-yard line. Pierce finally brings him down at about the 48-yard line. Good field position for Marcus. They will start off here in quarter number 3 as we take a look at the defensive line, which is really going to have to get tough here now.
24-yard punt off of Taylor's leg. You know, Taylor is a guard. He wears number 55. Not many punters in Texas high school football are 255-pound linemen. I think Wayne LeBlue wanted a strong leg to try to fight that wind, and he got 24 yards out of it. So we see a single setback once again. Fake the draw play, fake the screen pass, and go deep.
Pierce, one-on-one coverage that time, and Alford is saying that, hey, I was bumped a little bit.
I think that was the draw the interference flag play is what they call that one, but it didn't work.
Second down, and more than likely, you'll see France throw the football. Here look for Alford, here look for Brian Smith.
He's a big, good-looking quarterback, isn't he, Skip? Nice setup, nice throwing motion, good follow-through on his ball.
Complete. Smith bumped out at the 39, shy of the first down. It will be third down. And you talked about it at the pregame show that the secondary will get the test this afternoon. And in the first half, they handled it well.
Here's the replay. Play action fake, just a quick out, little hitch pattern to Brian Smith. And he just turns it into about an 8-yard gain. Third down, 2.
Single setback is Boyd. They fake it to him, and it is complete on the far side inside the 30-yard line. From there,
Bill Georgian, the tight end, came out of his blocking position in there tight, then on a little out pattern to catch that quick pass. And it was just a first down play, and that's exactly what they got out of it. Down to the 27.
And they are pulling everything out. Play action, rollouts, passes, throwing to people out of the backfield. That time they go to the tight end on the catch, and another first down at the 27. 6:35 here to play in the third. Raiders up by 7, looking to throw again. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Loses the football. The Raiders are on it. Pierce comes away with the fumble recovery.
Skip, that was a good catch. Brian Smith having great hands. Let's watch the replay. I think you're going to see a Raider defender strip this ball from Brian Smith after the catch. Right there. Kevin Owens.
Yes.
He just stripped his arms off the ball. That's great defense. That was a completion. And then his hands were just stripped away from the ball. Kevin Owens saving the day. 15-yard line.
All right, you talk about stopping momentum. Marcus was trying to tie this thing up. On a handoff, Lewis dives across the 15 to the 16-yard line. From there, we talked about Lewis's first half. What a first half it was. 18 carries, 166 yards. And you talk about Coach Q Britton saying something to the defense. I'm sure he said something to the defense. You stopped that number 48.
He got their attention if nothing else, and I think probably Mundrell has 25 or 30 yards added to that total already the third quarter.
Second down and 8. Flanagan. 5 seconds on the play clock. On the handoff, here comes Montgomery. And Montgomery stretching it out to the 24-yard line, a yard shy of the first down. It will be 3rd and 1 as you look at Montgomery, who will be back next year. So he's getting some good experience here, especially in a key ball game like this as well.
I like Dick Hedrick Montgomery's manner of carrying the football. For a fullback up the middle on that trap, you notice he had the ball protected, both hands over the points of the football. He had it wrapped up. They don't need a fumble down here inside their own 25.
You see the shade playing a very important part. It's cool in that shade area as well, and it's tough on the camera angles, but doing the best we can. Lewis has the first down, crosses the 30-yard line, and he will definitely cover up that football after his fumble here opening in the third quarter. He has the first down, and the sticks move, and they mark it at the 31-yard line. And 4:56 remaining here in quarter number 3, and clock ticking. 28-21 the score. The Raiders lead it on a must-win for them. And also a must-win for the Marauders. Lewis on the spin move to the 35-yard line for Lewis.
Mercy, Reuben Covington, number 77, a 251-pound tackle, pulled to lead that play and just completely rolled up Sean Barron, the strong side linebacker, put him on his back. Just a terrific block out ahead of the ball there.
Michael Barnett coming away with the defensive tackle as we ISO on Mundrell Lewis.
Bam, right there went the strong side linebacker and gave Mundrell a 4-yard gain on that.
2nd and 6. Trap. Lewis stopped at the line of scrimmage.
But they're going to give him forward progress. It'll be about a 1-yard gain.
Again, Schaefer, number 66, around the football. And it's a crucial 3rd down play now for the Raiders, as you see how much time remaining here in quarter number 3. Raiders put the only score into the south end zone in quarter number 2, right before the end of the half, or right before the half ended. Looking to throw, has room to run. Now he ran out of real estate on that side. Will have to come back, and that will do it. No first down for Flanagan. Ran out of real estate over there on the near side, which was the short side of the field. And he tried to make the cutback move, and too many white shirts around, and the Marauders make the defensive stand. And it will be punt time again for the Rider Raiders.
Rider only had 1 punt that first half for under 15 yards, I believe, Skip. And this is their second of the second half already.
This one picked up at the 40 with momentum to run, and they sling him down at the 46-yard line on the return. Brian Smith.
19 yards on that punt, I believe, Skip. A low line drive. They give him about the 7 or 8 yard run back.
Yeah, I was going to say a good 7-yard run back. So from there, still excellent field position, and still 2:32 left on the clock for the win factor. And we'll see if head coach Britton made the right call. If they can get into the end zone here and tie the game up, and going for the win in third quarter would have proven to be a good call. Complete, and he slips by everybody. A race toward the end zone. Owens, the last person to catch him. He gets out of the play. It's a touchdown.
47 yards, 1 play.
All for it on the touchdown reception. Oh, my. And a kick away from tying this ball game up with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in quarter number 3.
That's not the first time this season Mr. Alvord's done that with the ball either. Is that his 6th TD reception of the season?
Here it is again. And it is the 6. There's a missed tackle, a couple of missed tackles down there. And then Owens blocked out of the play that time as they streaked to the end zone. The extra point is good, and we are all tied up. 28-28. There's timeout on the field. 2:20 to play here in quarter number 3. This one is going down to the wire. Right now, the Marauders lead. And I'll tell you more about that when we come back. We're tied at 28.
Everybody's discovered the news on CNN. Now they're finding the more you watch, the more you see. That's why so many claim CNN is the #1 cable value. Larry King Live. It's hot topics and talk every weeknight. Then World News wraps up